This is a trigger warning. It may be considered a red pill, even make people think I am favoring an individual when it's just raising self-awareness. This video involves my own personal problems with the way people view these creator platforms as perfectionists and not human beings. And this video is not commit or promote personal harm. Please do not harass any individuals I show or talk about in the making of this video.
Okay. I am tired of not my career, not going to work every day. I'm not tired of any of those. I'm not tired of, okay, I just reverse this. I feel that no more. I'm not tired of going to work constantly, having to get up in the morning, train for sport. Not tired of, I'm not tired of when I exceed it life, like, I'm not tired of any of those, like, I always wake up the next day and like it never happened almost sometimes. What I'm tired of is I have to be perfect about everything when I become a role model. And I'm looking at that now today. People are trying to look perfect. They're trying to look like they're all the Roman group of people that stabbed Caesar repeatedly because he was not perfect at one point, so they used that as an excuse to assassinate him, to put a hit on him. Okay. Um, I'm listening to some, like, I've listened to 100 videos, even the ones I dislike and not like, and I, you know what, this is the one thing I don't like, is when people tell me their size comparison is their morality. I think that's completely insane, because I am really short, and if people taller than me are around me, and they see I'm outperforming them, they're either going to say something really jealous, or they're going to become really awed, like, wow, people smaller have more determination than people bigger sometimes. If I don't act like too much of a scrappy person, like too much of an annoying, irritable, scrappy person. Um, yeah, I'm really trying to cut this video down because I'm going to upload it. And this is really risky. It's a really on a risky career, because we're going to go into the Dr. I didn't want to put big titled names on any of my videos edits whatsoever, because I didn't want to become a big video artist. I have lots of views. I'm surprised at the views that popped off a lot of my videos. I have them from Twitter platform. I don't want to share with that one because obviously that is a scandalous platform for me. It's a very adulting platform. I have it's between OnlyFans and Twitter, or Twitch, and then I have and then I have, I'm moving about too much. YouTube. So I have YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. So far, I've been multi-streaming from. I feel like if I'm streaming from, obviously from multi-platforms, I'd be streaming from less demonetized, less restricted platforms. And the biggest thing that I come out with that I was annoyed with is the fact that we were comparing Drdisrepect from EP and not some rich billionaire guy who's done the same thing in the past and walked away with it, because it sounds like one of those walk away from it and he might live a ghost life. He might be a ghost title person out there and more ghosty people. But the thing is, these other people are comparing him to EP, so that's a very discriminatory and a very racial slur to me, is to compare it to EP, compare Dr. Guess Bill Cosby. No, compare him to all. If he actually made this mistake, compare him to Epstein's mistress. You know, because you can't say today on the internet, if girls want to be equal to guys, yet girls are the bigger population of guys. They're 90% bigger in a lot of parts of the world. Then why are we comparing them equal to crimes and then treating them equals on the news? Like when a girl commits a felony of a man as a billionaire who flatters younger people and wants to make it a crime to claim the white culture is perfect, the role modeling culture is perfect. We can't we can't discuss, you know, because obviously I'll be between, like, I'll 1 minute I'll have some Asian guy screaming white power at me because he's amazed by my skill, and I'd be like, oh, they got this wrong. And then here's this German Norwegian guy. He's claiming I'm just European because he doesn't like that a brown haired, brown eyed guy is getting worshipped by an Asian guy because I look like the guy off of Metal Gear Solid almost, with a broken baby face. That's like the main, the side character from Metal Gear Rising. He's the side character. You know, I am in just about as shape as those guys are because I have hit a 1 minute mile pace before and darted around like a super soldier. People see me do that stuff, but I don't want to, like I said, don't want to compare those things to me being perfect in life, because how many people could be like, hey, raise your hand to, did your dad show you porno when you were young and he decided to consent you into an adult group because I was working, okay? People don't want to be treated like children their whole entire life. Let's be honest. People do not want to be treated like children their whole life. Let's raise your hand to how many times, since girls want to be as equal as guys, they want to touch people inappropriate, slap them on the butt like they're the tomboy or something. I've had girls walk up to me, okay? Raise your hand to girls telling you they want to be a prostitute when they get older. And I remember, like I said, I remember this because I have two older sisters. I have a young wonder sister, and I have three brothers. And I've raised my neighbor's kids down from just across from me. He dropped off the kids at the house, and the parents were never around. So for it was a hope for me being a decent guy to look over their kids. And okay, one of the kids I let sit in this room I'm still in today because we've had remodel this house. I've helped them remodel this house. Took games, stuffed them in like a cassette case or something, and then ran away from me. And I was like, okay, I didn't know the stealing part. He ran up to the house and I didn't chase him. I'm like, okay, he wanted to hang out in my room without me around, my consent. And, you know, adult consent, if somebody has you watching someone's kid, no matter where, you have to be in the same room with them. Adult consent policies, you always have to be over their shoulder, no matter how much they like it. Because that's what I started doing. Like, if this kid was at my house, my room was closed, locked up, I bought my own lock, I bought my own key, and I would tell this kid no in front of a bunch of people, and then he'd be like, why not? And I'd be more 100% open about, and then everyone was offended at me that I was being mean to this kid during a big get-together with a bunch of people. So I looked like the bad guy immediately, because I'm supposed to identify as being perfect, okay? We're still on that topic. I have to identify as being perfect to everyone around me. To be a role model, I cannot be identified as a mistake. So yeah, when I was 12 years old and another girl's 12 years old, she was telling me, "Hey, I want to be a prostitute when I get older, okay?" Okay, so this girl comes over here, it's like tomboyish, touches me on the leg with her shoes off and rubs it. I'm like, "Whoa." And you know what? You know, I convinced myself of this. I had another girl, okay? Okay, this is where my mom was on the line of this, because my mom's like, "You're an adult. You're touching my little boy." And she landed her whole chest on my head and started slipping her hands down. The more she communicated with me, started slipping her hands down my pants. Now, Now let's go back to what I do wrong and what I've tried to traumacate, and I've obviously never done these ones because these ones are like I'm being identified as a boy, and I'm gonna be thrown in another realm portal, and no one's gonna ever gonna come after me or save me from my subconscious thinking. They're gonna go after me for not being perfect after me being around everyone's ill mistake in society. So they'll say, "Oh no, no, you can't bring these up." Because of course you can't bring these up. Because say a billionaire white person walks into a courtroom, it's going to be a ghost trial. They're not going to tell you the whole story how they convicted the person. They're not going to let you look at a video. I remember going to a court trial, saying all these things and not get out of the court trial, and being immediately up front like, yeah, why? Why would I want to be in this court trial? There's like 4 attorneys here, and then there's like already 30 lawyers or something, um, jurors, like international jurors, because it was a severe case in our state. So they were trying to look for who's trying to be buddies with this person. And I straight up mentioned, oh, I've seen this guy at a store before several times. He didn't bother me. But then I immediately, once one of the attorneys that provoked me, that was a woman, had a problem with me, because I was assuming she was trying to mimic it as a professional to say I would make a mistake somewhere. So I just played along. Oh, I'm too dumb, judge, to go to this trial. I cannot trial this guy. I'm too sensitive. And then I walked out. And I said he's not guilty. I walked out in between this, and the guy said thank you because, it was a severe case. I didn't know what was going on, so I played it as dumb as possible because that's what immediately happened. If somebody treated me dumb because I was not perfect, I was gonna immediately show my weaknesses. My weakness is intermediate, where if someone's yelling at me, I'll yell back sometimes. That's my weakness. That's me not being perfect. As if I want to see that as a role model. Okay, I got this crooked baby face with the cameras in the wrong angle. Obviously, I'm gonna look crooked, cockeyed because I've landed on my head. I've done severe conditioning. I told people it's too abusive to be in my sports training level. Like if some parent tells me at adult supervision to train their kid, I'll be today's generation. I'm not a licensed trained athlete. I'm not a licensed trained doctor field. If your kid gets hurt, I'm not gonna get sued for that stuff. I know people are gonna sue me for that kind of stuff if I train their kid and something goes down as a critical to a casual person. I've run through lightning storms. I've run through severe weather storms, and then I had when I went towards New York. Okay, I noticed there was a lot of crime rates building up because between the New York border and the Pennsylvania border, the crime rate was building up, and people were acting more hostile to me that I felt like who were authoritarians but had keys to the locked areas. Like they'd watch you like you were a convict because they're trying to invite more convicts into their society. As New York wants to do. They want to treat everyone as a number, and then they want to give head authoritarians over you that have locks. So yeah, they'd give the doors an unlock, and then people would go in there and take things. And how I knew about this, down the road I left the place, left the job community, because I wanted to be a part of a bigger community, help strive off of being with a larger group of people. But people were trying to violate other people who weren't perfect. Okay, so I've not only been violated by an 18-year-old girl at a young age. I'm 12. Like I mentioned, there's a 12-year-old. I slipped on that part. There was an 18-year-old, but let's move on. What my focus was, what my perfection was. Okay, these people are sitting me in the office looking for a hostile reaction so they can get me arrested. I overreact. So I went to the personnel's and said, "Hey, give me a transfer to another area because these people are very hostile and violent with me, and I do not want to discuss why I need to leave for their standard, and it's only time at work now. If you go get a transfer in these kind of job corporate communities, they made more policies to make it more difficult to get away from these kind of people because if someone's an authoritarian, zealot, draconian, they're not the law. They're authoritarian. They want to police you. They don't want to be authorities. As in if you're an authority, you work in a group of people. You don't work but for yourself for your own financial benefits. Like that's where it sounds like where could be where Drdisrespect's going. Is he's made his own financial standard laws? But hey, where did that 12-year-old that's talking to me get the idea that she'll become a prostitute one day? Was it a Playboy Mansions comic, and maybe her parents showed her at age 12? And since everyone in ed culture was teaching girls Playboy modeling and dating older guys is a way to go, and anyone who's not 6 foot tall is a 5-0. It sounds like a very white coded word that people were saying a lot. If you weren't the Houdini magician with the extra magical Tinkerbell spell, you weren't gonna date an average girl even with makeup over her face to cover her baby face crooked eye looks. So I've seen people post those videos also where they go, here's my surprise. I wiped off half the putty on my face. This is my real face. This is why it takes me. That's why I say, like, I don't judge girls out of 110. I judge maybe, hey, I woke up in the morning to be told I have to get up early in the morning, be a day and night person. I'm still like a 3 or 4 barely to people. But hey, why is it taking him so long to get out of the makeup room or the dressing room or something? Because, like I said, I used to grow up with a large group of people. I even, let's see, I went to this one boy's house, and his brother was older than him. He had Playboy wall over his wall, and he was in his teens. He's younger than me. He went after my sister, my young sister, so I'd hover over him because of that. The dad liked me, so he let me stay around. He even gave me an individual bed in the room. And one day, a group of girls march in to the other room. I didn't look to say anything to them all because it was all tee. Some of them were my age or older, and were saying very appropriate things all night. And I went, hey, I barely have a blanket on me. Maybe they should ask if I'm. They didn't say anything about my feelings, so I felt like they were trying to exploit my behavior. If I was a role model and could do something that would require me acting stupid all night, it was because they were giggling, trying to make a lot of noises to tell me, and kind of talking and chattering to try to see if they'll get me to walk in the room or saying about like positions in bed and stuff. And I'm like, there's like 5 girls in there. They're probably gonna go to school and tell everyone about my body when I already had another older girl touch my body, and I was convinced that I was dating that older girl at a young age when it was just player culture, and then you'll hear me say that in my games. I am fed up with player culture, drama culture, being a part of these creative communities. And if when they come out, now you're gonna identify as that person. Now I'm gonna get identified as a gooner after helping reach two. Listen, say I was at 12, and then I went to 18. Guess what? I didn't bring trauma. I'm in a burner right here right now. I'm in a burner because I make a little loop, a Clipchamp loop that I'm in the burner. A Microsoft Clipchamp loop. Okay, and what I do? I did not traumacate myself with those 11-year-olds that were in my house. I had watched my neighbors because he was out getting a cancer checkup and figuring out how he had to handle this cancer. And I think the other test was they were both annoyed. The first, it was the girl wasn't really allowed to be around me. She got older eventually, like I don't remember 14 or 16. She got older, and I gave her a chair in my room to sit in a corner and give her space, and asked her if it was comfortable or not that she could sit in that chair. And then I gave him to the other boy because I was supposed to watch them. I was being an adult. I felt like I had the opportunity to be treated like an adult, and no one was going to see that out of me because they want to see perfectionists. They don't want to see you responding to someone else's mistake. There was that mistake's not your problem. Why is that mistake not my problem? Because now everyone's got to relate to being perfect now in today's society. I mean, you only have what you only have. I'm still stumbling. I even looked over my videos to see how I'd mumble onto these, and you only have one chance. Is that what they make a rapper song out of it? And then there's another perfect example because they're trying to relate this to the one person's crime, the white crime, and then if other people don't want to be related to it because they know they're struggling, they'll immediately blame it on a black crime. So it's a big white lie. So that's what I'm annoyed with. Is a big white lie, and then or there's even like I said, I watched 100 of these videos. There's 100 of these videos. They're trying to watch a black person commentary this when it should be our channel should be about creativity. Our channel should be about like what we're gonna do next day. We have to improvise, like implement a project into the next week. We don't want to implement someone else's ideology. Like if I see people go, like I had an issue last time on my live stream. If I see people going to the bathroom constantly on their live stream and the big stream, I'm gonna be like, you know what? That looks like an ego move. Like they took them 30 to 15 minutes to come back down, and then went, "Oh, sorry, gang. I was busy chatting with my girlfriend," or "My neighbor's dog was after my dog," or something. I make sure if I start a live stream, I'm not busy with something else. And oh man, I slipped on this video so bad because the doctor's their disrespect allegation sounds a lot like any other white guy, and it should. It sounds like they were being slandered by a CEO that was 30 years old, and they got told it was okay for them to talk to their children, like it was okay for me to talk to children across the road and commune with them. Embrace the children, treat the children's society like they're equals or going to be better than you one day, and you're going to make the better out of them, even if they make more mistakes than you. And it sounded like Dr. Respect was being flandered on his most recently video, like, and he wasn't allowed to say it because he's claimed to be the bigger guy. He's being told to talk like this, like talk like if I say I'm the bigger guy, identifies less the mistake. I'm more perfect than everyone else around me. So now he's finding out the hard way that people are still not going to treat him perfect after he's come forward and confessed his mistake. So it sounded like somebody from CEO executive supervised him talking to a minor, and it was their account, and then they pretend to have a minor in a room with them. So obviously there's a group of girls. Hunch, hunch, hunch. You see a lot of these girls that are in large groups, and they're a bigger population of guys. Was in a group of girls, and they okayed Dr. Respect because what happened. Playboy culture's gone. They sold it off to the feminist. The owner of the Playboy mansion is now a woman. So now every guy is a bad guy now. If we all have fantasies with each other, inappropriate fantasies, bad, no field goal. There's no such thing as crossing the goal line. They're telling you all this kind of stuff. You cross the goal line if you approach someone from this. But honestly, I've already been in that boat. I try to cooperate at a young age. I try to cooperate with me being. This is how I was going to identify as an adult at a young age. And this is going to land on everyone's plate one day because if they keep on talking like all these other channels, because I'm going to bring up the list of channels I was on. We're on to the list of channels now. And okay, so history, there it is. I want to hit that button. As you see, this person's imperfect. I watch them on occasion. I don't hit like or anything on them. They get their views up. I just contemplate what gets their views up, how they create their channel. And as you see, I just watched Dr. Witness just this morning. I don't even remember clicking on JoJo Swaz Desperation for it. See, everyone's looking for exploitation as a career goal. So they're looking to exploit someone if they're not perfect. And I've watched JoJo something turn themselves into a good person and then become a chaos lord or something. No, but that's the way people look at people today. So you're not perfect. You're gonna fall apart. Yep. I was watching this morning. Like I got out of bed, turned that on immediately at 8 a.m. in the morning. Or no, was that 3 a.m. in the morning? I was falling asleep with that. I think I was falling asleep with that. Couldn't fall asleep. Um, yeah. As you see, there might be some inappropriation because that's how the history pops up. Here you go. Here's the one I watched. He watches a black guy talk about it, of course, and it's a white guy to get credit on exploiting Drdisrepect because that's how you get credit these days. And I watched this Zackle. I haven't watched. Yeah, no, I mixed it up. Oh my goodness, see, like I'm not even gonna blurb that out. Like I had a brain moment, and sorry to Axel if I compared you to someone else. I was checking my channels. Yeah, I was running throughout the night. Got 8 views, I guess. Are you prepared for this? Let's see. Let's see. We got. Obviously, you're gonna think this is super red pilled, so you're not gonna like me if you're not on my side. There's your trigger warning. It might be too red pill for you to watch this video. I'm gonna have to put it at the beginning now of the feed now. We got this guy. No one likes him, obviously. They wanted to claim he's born, even though he helped out a female celebrity get funds through the channel. Some of those videos though are accidentally just loading because they're on a screen. So if you go hover over on your mouse, obviously it shows I didn't watch the whole thing, but they're honestly accidentally loading and saying to watch them. Some of them, yeah, they are look a little bit inappropriate, but it's like thirst feed. Oh yeah, we give you thirst feed, but you're not allowed to be a guy at the same time. Perfect. That's why I don't subscribe to half those YouTubers, or more than half of it. I haven't. Maybe I ever subscribed to one. It's Sweet Anna Ken or something. Sweet Anna. What is her name? She looks very creative. Maybe on the feminist side. Who knows? Female culture side, and it tells you the honest thing. Don't be trying to date on these social media apps. Don't rely on these parasocials that get you through the day all the time. Go find another hobby. Ooh, I almost got a video recorded there. Okay, so yep, that's what I have. Is hey, if this happens, a case happens, don't be like the Drdisrepect. But if you're going after someone, obviously his eye looks like it's the only one moving. Because I've been clunked over the head several times. They'll say, "Oh, you're blind out of one eye, and it's your religion." Even though I've helped set up a church and gone to church before my family started going from church from retirement, because some of my families don't even go to church at all, and they don't have look issues. They just have weight insecurities or something, maybe, or something. They have insecurities with their children not being athletic like me. But this whole thing with Drdisrepect being accused of a serious crime when obviously a CEO executive paid him out, and possibly sounds like that they have not said it like this. They started slandering over top of it with the word diddle and the word kid, when obviously it was not 11-year-old, it was 17. Who knows? They could be like, "Hey, Drdisrepect, I'm 17 years old and I'm already 6 foot tall." And Drdisrepect is like, "Oh, a 6 foot tall person. They're a hero. They're my role model. That's the kind of people I want to be shoulder to shoulder from every day." Because I know that with people, because I know there's a lot of small people around me, and I'm picking up over my head, moving 7,000 to 14,000 pounds of load around every day at work, and hoping one day when I get out of this, I won't have to identify as being perfect.